You don't usually stop to think about the CMM. It's over there, quiet, in a corner, accurate, and taken for granted. But this new technology caught my attention. Not because of what it does, but because of why it exists. A machine designed to teach, but built to solve the skills shortage. Re-engineered from the ground up because the old way wasn't enough anymore. It's called Maestro. It took 7 years to build, and I wanted to understand what made it worth that kind of time. Hey, I'm Jim Mayer, and this is the Manufacturing Connector. I sit down with the people who are trying to change how manufacturing works, not just with the new tools and technology, but with new thinking. If you're into that, hit the subscribe button. If this video resonates, drop a like or a comment below. It helps more than you know. Today's story is about a machine you've probably walked past 100 times, the CMM. But what if that machine could teach your team? What if it could close your skills gap instead of making it worse? I talked with Shawn Thelen from Hexagon about the launch of Maestro, a next-gen CMM that's not just faster and smarter, but built for a factory floor that's out of people, out of patience, and in need of new customers. Let's check it out. Hey, Shawn, welcome to the show. So happy to have you here. This is a really exciting bit of technology we're going to be talking about today. Will you tell anybody watching who you are, who you work for, and what your role is there?
Hi, Jim. Yeah, thanks for having me. My name is Shawn Thelen. I'm the product sales manager for stationary products here at Hexagon. Stationary products is CMMs, vision systems, anything that is not a portable piece of equipment that you bring to the part to be measured. Instead, you bring the part to the equipment. So that's my role. I've been part of Hexagon or some flavor of Hexagon for about 29 years now.
That's awesome. Awesome. Over that time, you've probably seen a ton of new technology come your way.
Yeah, I certainly have. Through the different acquisitions, from Brown and Sharp through Hexagon, and then other acquisitions Hexagon has, made over the years. I've certainly seen a ton of new equipment come our way.
That's awesome. This has been built, and I'm kind of trying to build this up here a little bit, but this has been billed to me at least as one of the most innovative products that Hexagon's come out with in quite some time. Would I be wrong in saying that?
No, definitely not. This product is a long time coming. It's been worked on for many, many years, and we're super excited that it's finally being launched and being presented to the world.
So, Shawn, tell us what this product is. It's Maestro, I believe, is the name of the product. Tell us a little bit more about that product as a general overview.
As a general overview, it's our next generation platform for a stationary CMM.
Okay.
So it's a bridge CMM, but all new design, all new components, everything from the ground up is completely redone.
That's phenomenal. And this has been in R&D for, I believe, 7 years. So what specific gaps or customer pain points drove that 7-year journey?
Yeah, so there's 4 main pillars of Maestro. Those are fast, easy, connected, and growing. Those have been the main focus points for the development of this system, and that's based on customer feedback. So, fast, customers want more throughput. They want a system that is able to go faster because they're getting more and more demand for inspection. They don't necessarily have the space to add more equipment or be able to scale their operations. Easy, they want easier setup and easier programming of their parts. And that's mainly due to a shortage of experienced metrologists and people that understand the product and how to make it work the way it should.
Awesome.
Connected, that's for ease of data sharing and feedback to other systems in the manufacturing process or in the facilities. and also troubleshooting, right? So you run into a hiccup or need help with a specific application. With some of the technologies and features built into the system, we can now remote into the system and help guide customers through their product and get to a solution quicker. And then growing, historically you buy a CMM and it's hard to upgrade in the future and it requires new components that are very expensive.
Yeah.
The way this is designed, it's easier to upgrade and easier to update in the future. So all those things really were the key points that customers hit on that they wanted out of their next generation CMM.
And one of the things that stuck out to me as I was reviewing all the docs was the metrology mentor, right? Because we do have such a skills shortage on so many shop floors in this industry. So how does this mentor address that skills shortage directly there on the shop floor?
Metrology Mentor addresses this by simplifying the routine creation process. Mentor relies on smart software or AI to make routine creation using models with embedded GD&T or PMI simpler.
Wow.
It allows the creation of virtual machines, which we haven't been able to do in the past, with their specific information about that CMM already known. So we essentially create a digital twin. And with that, you can now easily push routines to these different machines with different configurations, and it will know how to handle them on these different machines.
Got it. That's so cool, man. I mean, it's really, to me, it's making the ease of use of this kind of technology and making it so simplified that people, shops, owners, top level leadership can really start to bring in the level of experience that we see out there to start to fill those gaps. And I think that's really cool.
It is for sure. Historically, to do what Mentor is going to be able to do and simplifying this routine creation process, if you had multiple machines with different configurations, with the traditional software platform, you'd have to create different routines for each of those different machines, and it just
Sure.
becomes a mess to manage.
Sure, that makes total sense. So, can you speak to the importance of the IIoT native design and what it enables for modern facilities? Because we're not in those dark, dirty, dangerous times anymore in manufacturing. We are really modernized. You can eat off of a lot of these floors. So, talk to us about this native design.
Yeah, so more and more companies are wanting to go to that next level of factory automation. And with Maestro having an IIoT native design, it allows a much easier communication with other systems throughout the manufacturing facility or even with other facilities. So this will allow easier integration with robots, feedback to machine tools, and other common systems that our customer uses day to day. The end
Wow.
result of this is, real-time data sharing and feedback loops that drive OEE for our customers.
So this is, I mean, this isn't just addressing the skills gap. This is really helping with the productivity levels as a whole for these shops, right?
Absolutely.
Wow. This is really cool. All right, now this is the my favorite question of what we're going to talk about because Maestro claims to deliver both speed and accuracy, which typically you get one, you don't get both, right? And so how did Hexagon balance performance and precision in this product?
So, great question. With our Global S, the current CMM that's on the market, it's already the fastest CMM out there. So the new design of Maestro with the integrated controller, all digital architecture, it allows us to take that to the next level. And it provides an even faster machine without any loss of accuracy. And so it does that through an all digital architecture, which reduces noise and drift from analog components, and also synchronized motion control and rapid calibration, all preserves the accuracy at speed.
Wow. That's so cool, man. Um, so how does this product shift the role of simulation and planning in quality inspection?
Well, with this system, and if you implement our Metrology Mentor product that we just talked about, and also our Asset Manager product, both of them on our
Mm,
Nexus platform, these allow our customers to use Mentor for quicker and easier routine creation offline and away from the CMM, right? And then combine that with Asset Manager, which allows our customers to have a much clearer view of how their assets are being utilized and better plan around idle CMM time. All around, it's going to make better use of their assets.
makes total sense. And I guess while we're talking about key moments that you've already talked about, you talked about OEE. I mentioned productivity. What are some real world productivity gains or feedback that you've seen so far or heard so far? Because this this isn't something you guys are releasing without having beta tested it, I'm sure. So what have you seen? What have you heard from the market about this product?
Yeah, so with this being a brand new product, it's just being introduced to the world as of today, May 6th, at the Control Show in Germany. We don't have a ton of real world experience or feedback from customers just yet. However, from the ones that we were able to share it with, we were able to give some sneak peeks to customers. And you're right, we did have some beta testers out there, and the feedback so far has been very good. So from the improved performance over the existing equipment, other enhancements throughout the system, they all seem super excited by what we've done, and they're looking forward to putting Maestro in their facilities and taking advantage of these benefits.
That's so awesome, man. Uh, I'm excited to start going into shops and seeing this in places, just to hear real time feedback on how it's working, because I can see this being a game changer as long as the shops are doing their digital transformation correct and making sure that their shop is bought in the right way to truly embrace this technology. Talking about that a little bit, how do you see Maestro evolving or shaping the future of connected manufacturing or metrology as a whole?
So I see Maestro being our next generation platform that will continue to grow and add capabilities as it does so. What you see today is just the initial launch, right? So there's more going on in the background. There's more to come for this platform. So I truly see Maestro as being the CMM of the future and enabling our customers to treat the CMM more like a machine tool than ever before, which
Mm,
has been a big ask as well. Historically, they say, well, why can't the CMM operate like my machine tool? And why can't I just do this with it?
sure.
You're going to see more of that with Maestro. So stay tuned for more on this exciting new machine.
I think that's awesome. The easier it is for people to have certain skill sets to be able to transfer those skill sets from technology to technology, I think is going to be a massive game changer for that shop floor employee that typically has to pass something on to somebody else or call somebody over or whatever that looks like. So I love that whole concept of this. Shawn, I've really appreciated this conversation. Um, I'm going to be at Hexagon Live in June, about a month from today when we're releasing this episode. Are you going to be there?
There's a good chance I will be there. Yep.
All right. And is there a good chance that people might be able to see this technology in action at Hexagon Live?
Things are looking positive that we will have a Maestro machine at Hexagon Live, and it'll be the first viewing of that system in the United States.
Well, I will make sure to make a follow-up video that I will put out on this channel. If anybody watching is interested in joining us at Hexagon Live, click on the link below. Grab your spot. It's going to be 3 days of just wildly packed information and networking and just a good time overall. So, Shawn, thank you very much for being here with me today, sharing all about Maestro, all about the new product, the release, the launch. Excited to see it in action and hear how it impacts the industry.
You bet. Thank you so much, Jim.
Thanks for spending some time with me today. If you're in this industry, you know how often we inherit systems that weren't built for the reality that we're living in. Maestro, it's a signal that some companies are paying attention to the gap between the tools and the people and trying to close it. If you want to see it in person, you might find it at Hexagon Live. Registration links are below. And if this conversation got you thinking, share it with someone else who'd appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time on the Manufacturing Connector.